So it's definitely clear that there is an unfair on socioeconomic and racial disparities in terms of representation. I think one of the reasons that I continue to do pro bono, with MVLS is that I think we have to. It's not like, it's a choice. In order to try, I have the opinion that everybody has to count. If everybody doesn't count, then it doesn't make sense. And by everybody counting means we need to try to assist these individuals who otherwise aren't going to get the assistance. So I probably will continue to do pro bono as long as I possibly can, or until MVLS kicks me out.
I feel because of the staff here, who are tremendous people and experts in what they do, I learn a lot. I get educated about the pressing and ongoing issues that our citizens, that my neighbors face, that fellow Marylanders are dealing with, and how I can be a part of that, and to be more conscious and conscientious about some of the decisions that I make and what I can do to help to make this world a better place.
So it's made me realize that these issues of access to legal services, they date back to the beginning of the settlement of Maryland. They date back to the establishment of property rights here in the United States. And here we are, it's 2025, and we have to grapple with this and try and set it right.
So I think just being part of MVLS and really understanding those systemic barriers in Baltimore City and in Maryland has really opened my eyes to the levels of barriers, and made the commitment very obvious, because even simple things like parking tickets or traffic violations can become a barrier to not only employment, but also sustained access to housing and other rights that they have. And so I think that just being aware of the simple and mundane things that impact MVLS's clients in a way that may not impact myself or my community that I'm in directly has been very important, and has strengthened my commitment to reducing those barriers, just by being aware of them.
Certainly economic barriers exist, but I think racial injustice is far more rampant and blatant. I mean, it's no secret that the United States was founded on racist, systemic principles. And I'm unapologetic in what I'm going to say next, but for me, Black people hold a separate space in the legal justice system than do our counterparts that are of a different race. And again, that is very common knowledge. So it's important to me to not just volunteer, but really hold myself accountable to Black people in the volunteer space. And so I pride myself on extending my services to and in areas where I know there's a great need for Black attorneys. Prince George's County, for example. Baltimore City. I've done a few cases out of Baltimore City as well, but it's overwhelmingly a Black populace in both of those counties. And so I have no problem with accepting a case for anyone, but I'm especially excited and enthralled to offer my services to clients, to Black clients. And I think that that's one way I can help sort of eradicate barriers that exist for Black people receiving competent legal representation. And the same is true for economic barriers. The same is very true across the board for folks who come from low income. Sometimes they are one and the same. They're Black and they're poor. And that's not to say that that does not exist among other races, but it is very common and very, very real for Black people. And so again, one of the ways that I hold myself accountable in attempting to bring down all of these barriers, and there are many, is say the least I can do is take a case and I'm always proud to represent those within the Black race.
I think that MVLS is always committed to helping the underserved population. And I think they do it in so many different ways, whether it's landlord-tenant or family law or expungement. And as someone who's been in the seat of a public defender before, I've been a panel attorney, the injustices that are in the system. And MVLS empowers these people to have an attorney. And it is so important that when you're facing family law, when you're going up against a big attorney and you have no support, or if you're trying to get a job and you can't get your charges expunged, like these are some big things, big barriers to being productive in society. And if you can be a part of that, it's it means so much. It means so much to me. It means so much to those clients. But MVLS does not stop its mission. I think that they're always trying to expand, whether it's immigration or any other area of law, especially landlord deed. What it's like to have someone that's knowledgeable and that can help through your process, and they can do it for free. I think that's just amazing, and I think that that commitment there is so important because there are so many people that are so deserving of an attorney that cannot afford one.
It's made me think about it more, right? Again, if you think you know something until you really set out to try and do it. I've always known that Black and brown folks have a certain relationship with the legal system that isn't always great. MVLS, when I started as a board member, we talked about this at our board meetings, but really getting involved hands-on, you understand truly what your clients are dealing with on a day-to-day basis. You have clients who you just don't have time, right? Are working, don't understand, are struggling to read the documents, just don't understand the lingo in the documents, right? Like all these barriers that are in front of them just to do something as simple as file a complaint. And so having that hands-on experience has helped me understand truly what those barriers are, and the things that we take for granted are actually barriers to them. And it has helped me think through how to better assist my clients and not just assume that they have a computer to be in a virtual meeting, right? Or they can pay the filing fee to make a filing, right? Like you have to make sure you discuss everything with your client and don't just take it for granted that they have access to this.